I'd like to greet all human beings with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on this earth. It doesn't matter whether you are my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube channel, my things that I say on YouTube, whether you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I welcome your thumbs down. As my 13-year-old daughter, Janaya, in the Windy City would say, y'all motivate me to keep on. My oldest daughter in the Windy City, Jennifer, says the same thing. Y'all motivate me to keep on going. It doesn't matter if you dark-skinned or light-skinned. I greet all you all with the same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today is Sunday. I know a lot of people desire to be in church, but I want to give you some encouragement. You can have church right at home. You see, there's people that's incarcerated in different correctional facilities or prisons. They are not able to go to church. And some of them. There's people on death row, they have to have church in their cell. There's people that before this coronavirus came, there was people that was confined to nursing homes. They would have to have church right there. You know, you can have church any place that you gonna be. And the same with my Muslim brothers. I greet you with the universal greetings of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. But what I want to talk about today is, I'm praying for everybody, even the one Chicago police officer that they said died of the coronavirus. The two individuals, one maintenance guy and another one, I think he was a manager or a supervisor at Walmart in Chicago, Illinois, in Evergreen Park, around 95th and Western, who just recently died with, they said, complications of the coronavirus. I pray for everybody else. I pray for the law enforcement officials that's out here in the United States that's actually doing their job. Because all of them are not. I pray for all the medical personnel, whether you're a doctor to a CNN, that's doing their job, because all are not. You see, all the people that I can mention, you know, I done had contact with some that's just not just. Some of them not just because of the color of my skin and the color of theirs. And if anybody said it's not racism still going on, racism is worse than the coronavirus. You see, the coronavirus is affecting every human beings of all nationalities. Racism is just affecting people of color, namely blacks. You know, a lot of people don't like to hear when you talk about that, but let me tell you about something about you individuals, black and white, that call yourself Christians. You know, you can find in the Bible that Jesus got angry a few times. I believe it might have been about 4 times that they recorded it. And some people, they fall out with me because they said I'm too angry. But I'm going to give you a little something about what the Bible said about angry. You see, David got angry at Nathan. You know, Jesus got angry when him and his disciple was going to Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? And the merchants was selling things and doing something that wasn't right in the temple. And Jesus put them out. He was angry. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna tell you something about me. You know, the Bible it speaks about when you get angry. Sometimes when people get angry, you know, it's different types of anger. You see, anybody that knows me, and it's a lot of people that do, they know even though I done got angry down here, I didn't sin in my anger because God has brought me a long ways and he's not through with me yet. You see, the things that I done went through down here, the things that done happened to my 2 young daughters, I would be using murder and mayhem, but I haven't used it nan time. You see, the Bible said it's okay to be angry, because when you see injustice, if you see injustice and you don't get angry about it, then something wrong with you, but you don't have to sin in your anger. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to show you something that Martin Luther King said, and pay attention to it. He said, "He who passively accepts evil as much is involved in it as he who helps perpetrate it. He who accepts evil without protesting against it is really cooperating with it." What's that telling you? That's telling you something, ain't it? Now, those that y'all can't stand me, let me tell you why you can't stand me, but Martin Luther King and anybody else that's God-fearing, no matter what their religion is, or no matter what their nationality is, they'll understand this, what Martin Luther King said. He said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy." See, it's a lot of challenge and controversy here. Let me tell you about some of my enemies. I'm going to tell you about one that I recently seen about a month or so in court before this coronavirus had started. Right on this corner at that stop sign there, this is where a lot of stuff happened. Right in this area right here, back in 2016, the president, NAACP president, was up here telling children that I raped children. And I went up there and videoed and showed what he was doing. He was telling the kids, "Run, run." He raped children. I videoed it just to document it, to show the law enforcement officials. But you know what they did? They locked me up. They put an outstanding warrant for me and locked me up. But you know, he a part of that circle. Law enforcement officials, judges, Susanna was part of Susanna Wesley. I think they done fell out. Susanna Wesley done got enough millions out of them. Now the blacks is packed up at 700 Elm Street. Not all. But right on this corner, we had all these dogs piling up around here, chasing after our little children. This is a bus stop in the black neighborhood. Packs of dogs. If you look at my YouTube video, you will see it. I had to make 8 YouTubes in 8 days to get them to start taking them off. But that ain't the main reason they took it off. They took it off because once they got them dogs from over here, the dogs got to going up by the post office, which is downtown, and over in the white neighborhood, and they immediately got them out. But when they was out here one day, here was a black guy, his dog, I didn't know it was his dog, but I didn't even care because the dog was running around chasing children. It bit some children right down the street where you see on the side, on this side where the stop sign is there. Bit a child over there. The police or nobody else didn't do nothing about it. But right up in here where you see that sign at, here it is, a black guy that I found out some history on him. He didn't even supposed to be driving, but he got to talking mess about me, talking about you, videoing about these dogs, what he gonna do to me. I said, oh, the police was out there too. Didn't say nothing to him. But I told him all he had to do was come over here on this property. You see what I'm saying? And we can deal with it from there. But let me show you something about him that I found out. Now, he got to complaining about something else, and I'm gonna get back to him in a minute. I guess it was a kinfolks of his that was living over here once upon a time. I got some good neighbors over here, young. We got young elders and everything. Everybody, we get along. If I had the neighbors that I have now, I wouldn't even have to pay $400 to build this fence. But that same individual that I told you his dog was running loose and he got to talking mess about me videoing, I had to build this fence because his the people that was living here then, kids kept on going in my backyard, tearing up stuff, tearing up my children's toys, messing with my kids' stuff. Had to go all the way out to that where that privacy fence is at. You see the sign said no trespassing. See that sign say private property on both sides. You see what I'm saying? If the kids can't read it, the parents should be able to read it. You see over there on the house side of the house, it said no trespassing. You see on that tree there? Maybe I'm gonna have to get that stuff off of there. It's growing on it. No trespassing. But he said, here it is, he got to talking about me. He said, oh, he be messing with these little kids. You know, he's a child molester. And then he got a fence that's electrocuting the kids. Now, what would I put up a fence to electrocute a kid? If the parents is cussing me out because they children is in my backyard, then that'll make you get upset. I called the police several times, 4 or 5 times. Police came and didn't do nothing. You know why? Because it's Raymond Lewis Island. You see, you'll never see my children's doing that. But let me tell you another thing about this guy. Now, this guy got to talking about me, talking about I do something to children's, but can't none of them show nothing that I did to any child. Matter of fact, the same children that the NAACP guy was telling that I raped children, some of their mothers told him don't be telling his children that. But one of them that was in the crowd called the police. The NAACP member, president, he didn't call him, but they called him and said I was videoing children. The police came and seen I wasn't videoing children, but they contacted the NAACP member because he worked in cooperation with the law enforcement officials on both sides, sheriff department, in the police department. So he was at the time, Susanna Wesley, all of them went to court with me, and I got 2 years probation for videoing him, for defaming my name. But this individual that was on this corner, just seen him yesterday driving, and he don't supposed to drive. Let me tell you about him. The one that with the dog, he was in an accident, drunk and driving, killed some kids. But he still drive up and down the street, and he got to telling me that I'm trying to electrocute kids. You done killed kids out of your ignorance drinking, and he still drink and drive. He was just driving past here yesterday, and I was telling my daughter and them about it. He covered his head up. But let me tell you, when he was in court about 2 months ago, trying to get his license back, and he thought Judge Dolan is stupid. He thought Judge Dolan was like some of these law enforcement officials around here that see him drive, know he done killed kids before, and don't do nothing about it. But let me tell you what Judge Dolan did. I sat up in there. I sit in the courtroom all the time. Just to see what's going to happen, see if they doing just things, because you got some that do just things. I ain't got nothing against Judge Dolan. He took something off of me that Bobby Hearns falsely put on me 19 years ago. But let me tell you about that individual. I ain't even got to say his name. He was in there, and his lawyer told the judge, he said, yeah, he haven't got in any trouble in 10 years. The judge got his thing in the computer looking. He said, so should we forget about the casualties? The casualties he was talking about, him killing them kids. And he said, well, he ain't had nothing since. And the judge just sit up there and looked at him. His lawyer kept on trying to clean his record up. And the judge said, after the casualties, after he done killed them kids, the judge said he done got arrested several other times for DUI again. So that means he didn't care nothing about kids. But he said, I got a fence over here that's electrocuting kids. Since his relatives done moved, I ain't had no more problem. You see what I'm saying? But y'all study say I'm angry. The Bible tells me it's okay to be angry, but don't sin in your anger. You see what I'm saying? When you get angry, you show your enemies, the people that's doing injustice to you and other people, you show them by a warning. Like I told them, don't come on this property. The police told you it's okay, but I'm telling you what the police telling you gonna get you in trouble, may even make you lose your life if you come on this property. You see what I'm saying? But yet I haven't took any life yet. But here it is, this individual talking about me being a child molester, talking about me electrocuting kids. Now he trying to fake the judge out to get his license back, but the judge didn't give him to him. Peace be still.